and in today's video we are going to be reviewing a dinosaur that is extremely fast. It is the Gallimimus. Gallimimus has appeared multiple times in the Jurassic franchise, in Jurassic Park, and even in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, the Netflix show. The Gallimimus is part of a group called the Ornithomimids, and it's actually one of the largest of that kind. Just move you to the side a little bit. So the Gallimimus is one of the largest of the Ornithomimids, which are basically creatures that have long necks, long tails, and they have slim bones. They have a slim build, and they have very hollow bones that allow them to run really fast. Pretty impressive, right? The Gallimimus was one of the fastest dinosaurs because of these traits. The Gallimimus runs at about 80 kilometers per hour, which is about as fast as a hare. The Gallimimus lived 70 million years ago in what is now known as... The Gallimimus are mostly used as running meat shields in the Jurassic franchise, and it makes me kind of sad to say that, because they usually put Gallimimus in the scenes where the carnivores go hunting and then they chase a flock of Gallimimus, and then that actually happened in Jurassic Park when the T-Rex killed one of the Gallimimus as the others escaped. And this also happened in Camp Cretaceous, where the Scorpios Rex, this boy over here, the Scorpios Rex, she was hunting one of these guys. And then it leaped straight at the eyes and took the Gallimimus out cold. And then it was just a bloody mess after that we didn't get to see on screen. Because who would want to? It's bloody. Also, Gallimimus's name means chicken mimic, because scientists think it behaved like a chicken. They think that's about how intelligent it was. A chicken! Also, I'm not really sure why this Gallimimus is in the Dino Escape line, because the Gallimimuses are just content and a little bit anxious most of the time, so I don't think the thought of escaping would be somewhere in their minds. They would probably just be like, oh no, I just need to get away from predators. Being in this cozy little place will surely keep me safe from them. But this boy is in the Dino Escape line. So there's that. This is the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Fierce Force Gallimimus I present to you. So now, let's get into the boxing. It says Dino Escape there, with a little Jurassic World logo, and there's Darius, one of the characters from Camp Cretaceous. His dad's favorite dinosaur was actually the Gallimimus, and in a season 3 episode, Darius went out to try to get a photo or a drawing of the Gallimimus in memory of his dad. So as you can see, it says Gallimimus here and then Fierce Force. Over here it says Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, the usual, just the broken fences and the scenery. You can't really see it because of the Gallimimus. And on the back of the box, you can see the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and the Dino Escape, as well as the head striking action, showing the action feature where you press a button on its back and its head goes bobbing up and down like that. As you can see over here, you get the Ankylosaurus, the Velociraptor, and the Sauropelta in the new Dino Escape line. And now, my friends, it is finally the time to unbox this guy and release him from his cage. Now, Gallimimus, I know you are probably anxious about escaping, but it is your time to rise. So I've got my trusty pair of scissors. I think we're just going to snip both of these strings. There we go. And there we go. Oh, just fell out over there. So let's put the scissors back. And here she is, or he is, I don't know. So here it is, the Gallimimus, the new Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Fierce Force creature. That's a big mouthful. So anyways, first let us get into the articulation. So you can see the head moves up and down. For some reason, like when I do this, the button doesn't budge. I thought it would budge because when you press this button to get the action feature going, like that. But it turns out it can move on its own as well. And as for the hands, you can move them backwards. So you can move them backwards, apparently. And can you move them 360? Yeah, you can't move these arms 360. As for the legs, let's see. Oh, he's doing some yoga here. Oh, look at that. Be calm. And there we go. I think, yeah, it can go 360. All right, there we go. Oh, you can hear the snapping of his joints. It's kind of weird. So anyway, as for the tail, it goes 360 apparently as well, like most of the figures in the Mattel line. This could also be considered as a Savage Strike for the Mattel line, because these are how Savage Strike figures are usually built, with a few points of articulation and one basic action feature without sound, and they're not that big, like about this size. So now let's move on to the coloration. As you can see, there is a nice shade of green going down the neck. The eyes are a shade of yellow that really looks like the Gallimimus' eyes, like when they go running away from a predator in the dark. And they probably also can see in the dark. So you can see they have these stripes along its back, and they kind of go back into the tail as they slowly fade away into just the basic green of the Gallimimus' tail. Well, actually, I wouldn't say slowly. They kind of fade abruptly, like after that little ding, and then it just stops. There are 2 stripes, and then it just stops, and then it just goes into never-ending green. Speaking of never-ending green, look at what's waiting for you at the underbelly. Just basically completely green. But I don't mind. This is a really cool figure. You can also see some shades of beige, I think that is. Like, it looks a peachy shade of beige striping down the legs. As for the sculpt, it's nicely done. I think it may be a similar sculpt, but not the exact same as for the other Gallimimuses, but this is my first Gallimimus figure. It's quite exciting. Now let's get into the action feature. Yes, it bobs. You press this button on its back, and it bobs its head up and down. Oh, we need a shrub. We need a little shrub for the Gallimimus to feast on. Yum, yum, yum. Just having a good day, eating my shrub. And then, of course, because I'm a running meat shield, a Scorpios Rex attacks and I have to run away. This is basically what happens to the Gallimimus in the Jurassic franchise. He's always doing something pleasant, and then suddenly a predator arrives and ambushes it and eats them. Just kind of sad. Very sad. So yeah, this is a pretty cool action feature. You can make him eat some stuff. This is similar to the Monolophosaurus, where you can bob its head up and down as well for one of the action features. Speaking of the sculpt is very similar to the other Gallimimus figures. It's not exactly the same because the points of articulation and the posture are a little bit different. So this was the review for the Gallimimus. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching today's video, guys, and goodbye.